So we get a lot of messages asking if we can produce a freezer version in our range, but we honestly believe that it will be a lesser quality version than what we produce now. We could obviously produce a freezer version and sell a lot of it, but we wouldn't do it because there's literally no need to. When me and my brother started rolling bait, in my mum's kitchen, you didn't have all these suppliers across the world. You didn't have all this access to all these different additives and ingredients that you could use to, or even the knowledge to even stabilise the products that we do today. A lot of people say, oh, certain ingredients you can never make shelf life or stabilise, but if you look at our products, we're stabilising products like krill and bloodworm, which are fresh out the ocean and fresh been harvested from fresh water. You know what I mean? So there's nothing you can't stabilise. When you go down the supermarket, you can buy a tub of cockles. You know what I mean? There's not more of a more natural product than that, and that's obviously, you wouldn't think twice of eating that off the shelf. The bait industry today is obviously like on another level to when it all began. A lot of people, like I say, used to make them at home, so they didn't have access to the ingredients that we got access to today. So it was basically like a couple of egg mix, do you know what I mean? Like, that's how we started, do you know what I mean? Rolling at home, rolling them in your hands, do you know what I mean? Obviously back in the day, freezer bait was a higher quality version, but like I say, now we've got access to these ingredients and different ingredients that are used in every product, every food that we eat day in, day out. There's no reason at all to make a freezer product. It will be a less of a quality. It won't be so easy to use. Obviously, you're putting your bait into a freezer, which is like dramatic temperatures, which is going to ruin a lot of the core ingredients that we go to such lengths to put into the bait. Now, obviously, years and years have gone past and millions of pounds invested into food technologies, and we just basically, the bait industry can just piggyback on the back of that technology that's available today. We spend a lot of money and time developing the packaging where the bait goes into. Every bag that we use has got 3 layers of material, so no oxygen or nothing can get in, nothing can get out. It's exactly the same as food. You need to look after it. If you don't look after it, they will go off. If you get them wet, they're gone off. If you get them too hot, they're gone off. So as much like you'd look after your packed lunch of a day, you need to be looking after your bait. Yeah, so all of our products carry a best before date. So like, if you look on the bottom of every one of our packaging, everything has a best before date. So it will go off. It's not indestructible, it will go off. You need to look after it. So we go to great lengths to make sure ours is of a higher quality than the majority available. So the ingredients that we use, they're all soluble. So the things that preserve our baits, like I said before, they will go off. So once you put it in the lake, they're so soluble, the ingredients that we're using. Say you're fishing a deep pit, by the time that bait hits the bottom of the water, that's a freezer bait in instance in itself, because them preserves, them food grade preservatives that we've used to stabilise that bait have washed off, they're gone, so they will go off. If you wanted a freezer version of our bio or citrus or cream seed or whatever, literally all you've got to do is run it under the tap and that will be a freezer product. Every single ingredient that we use to preserve or stabilise that product is soluble, and it's so soluble, and we use that in such small quantities that our baits will go out there against any other freezer bait on the market or any other bait on the market, and they'll break down just as quick. Like with any other industry, tackles, motor industry, the food industry, it's come leaps and bounds like within the last 20 years. So there's no reason to stick to them old ways. I mean, what we as a company and what other companies across the world are producing now is far superior to what we were 20 years ago. There's no reason to be using these lesser quality products anymore. Like, as you'll see from our success and the fish that are caught in our products, it's unreal really from where we've grown from. The shelf life and freezer debate, I don't think there is a debate. There's no debate. Like I said, it all depends on our product, but we know, hand on heart, our product will catch fish, and it will catch a lot of fish, and it will catch a lot more fish than other freezer products or other products that you might see in the local tackle shop.